Hey friends, welcome back to A Song Between. Today's topic of discussion is why Christians should not put their trust in politics or politicians. Let's discuss. Hey, and welcome back. This is A Song in Between. My name is Gray Ewing, and you've joined us today on a march through to the end of the songbook of the Bible, which is the Psalms. We're studying these while we can't be in person gathered together for worship. So thanks for joining us today. Today we're looking at Psalm 146, which has somewhat of a political message for us this morning. So before we dive in discussing it, let's take a moment to silence our hearts, come before the Lord, and be still in His presence. Psalm 146. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, O my soul. I will praise the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praises to my God while I have my being. Put not your trust in princes, in the Son of Man, in whom there is no salvation. When his breath departs, he returns to the earth. On that very day his plans perish. Blessed is he whose help is the God of Jacob, whose hope is in the Lord his God, who made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, who keeps faith forever, who executes justice for the oppressed, who gives food to the hungry. The Lord sets the prisoner free. The Lord opens the eyes of the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous. The Lord watches over the sojourners. He upholds the widow and fatherless, but the way of the wicked He brings to ruin. The Lord will reign forever. Your God, O Zion, to all generations. Praise the Lord. The topic that I want to talk about today is this: why Christians should not put their trust in politics or politicians. Now, I worded that very carefully because I did not say that Christians should not care about politics, that Christians should not be involved with politics, that Christians shouldn't have opinions about politics. What I'm saying is that Christians should not put their trust in a political system, a political message, a political candidate. Psalm 146 is very clear. Do not put your trust in princes, in rulers, in what, if we lived in older times, we would call the magistrate, the political leaders of the day. Now, I want to talk about real quick 5 reasons why you should put your trust, as this psalm says, in the Lord and not in a political system. Even though most of us would say, yes, I trust in the Lord, but we really kind of trust in a future political outcome that we can think of in our minds. Rather, we should switch our trust to the Lord. Here are the 5 reasons why very quickly. Number 1, God made everything, and whoever is in power did not. The psalm is very clear. He who made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them. Blessed is he whose help is the God of Jacob. I love how he says the God of Jacob there. He ties it back to one of the patriarchs. This God is from generation to generation, as we saw in yesterday's psalm. He goes all the way back. He goes back before there was a generation to the creation. And no political leader or system can say that. Number 2, it's kind of going on that same point. God is eternal, both eternity past and eternity future. God is eternal. He says, don't put your trust in princes, in the Son of Man, in whom there is no salvation. When his breath departs, he returns to the earth. On that very day, his plans perish. See, the problem with putting your trust in a political leader or system is that they die. God is eternal. His plans never perish because he never perishes. He stands above that. Number 3, God is the only one who is ultimately just. Some leaders are more just than others, but none of us have the weights and measures of justice, the scales of justice. None of us could possibly do that, but yet this is who God is. This God, He stands up for the oppressed. He sets the prisoners free. He lifts up those who are bowed down. He watches over the sojourners. Those are all references back to the law of Israel that Israel was supposed to keep with justice and right judgments. But they couldn't do it. Only God could do the things that He required them to do. Number 4, the Lord is the only one who really cares for our needs. Many politicians say that they care about our needs, and some of them on some scale probably do. But the Lord is the one who watches over us. He loves the righteous. He has His eyes on us. He upholds the widow and the fatherless. He brings the wicked to ruin. So you see the judgment there, but also the care that He has for the righteous. Number 5, and somewhat tongue-in-cheek, I will say, the reason why you should put your trust in the God of Jacob rather than in a political system or a politician is because ultimately you have no choice. The Lord will reign forever. It will happen. Your God, O Zion, to all generations. The scriptures tell us one day is coming when every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God the Father. It will not be a matter of if, it will be a matter of when we all bow to this God.